you all can, you know, whatever you think. Ooh. I like the sound of that. It's one number better. But then there's another side of this, which, you know, you don't really like to think about. But it's like, in theory, you would think that this game was a huge success. You would think that, that Super Metroid was a huge success. Like, they are games that have been... That sucks. They're games that have been enduring, that are, you know, have created lifelong fans of their franchises. Or at least their genres, if nothing else. But Nintendo and Konami released those games and then, like, didn't really go chasing that formula for more stuff. And it leaves you to wonder, like, you know, if it made them stupid cash, you have to figure there's no way they'd have left it alone, so, like... Were the games just not as profitable as we feel like they should have been? Did they take too much time and resources to make? Or is it just Japanese corporations being weird and stubborn? God... You're right, and I hate thinking about it and talking about it, because there are so many Symphony of the Nights that we were robbed of. Okay. There are so many... Oh, I guess you could have just done that. There's so many high-caliber 2D games that could have been made in that era. And they were just like, but... No. And to me, it smells of, like... For the last... I'm gonna save here, but I don't know where I'm going. It's becoming a bit of a problem. Anyway, yeah, there's a whole era of gaming here that we just weren't allowed to have And it smacks of like every time in the last 25 years when some Andrew Wilson or some AAA game company executive comes out and declares that single-player games are dead. Nobody's going to play them anymore because people want online multiplayer experiences. Where their pocketbooks can be what the fuck? Their wallets can be reached into repeatedly. Yeah. Like, our marketing team has determined that these are the types of games that make the most money. Therefore, those are the only types of games anyone will ever want to play from now on. Okay. And I feel like the late 90s, early 2000s version of that is like, oh, well, nobody's ever going to want to play a game in 2D anymore. Like, we can make... Sometimes you just get hit by things. I don't think that's supposed to be there. I think that's some junk data that got, I think there's some junk data up here that got included by accident. Yeah, and that's really sad because, like, I generally didn't pay a lot of attention to handheld games. It wasn't until much later that I saw that things like Shantae were being made. And I was like, oh. Oh! 2002, huh? I've mentioned this before, but, like, I had a Game Boy Color, and I had 3 games for it, and they were Pokemon Blue, Red, and Yellow. Oh, don't worry, I know. I've seen the... I've seen the price charts on Shantae. I assume it's normalized somewhat now that there's repros. I thought about ponying up and actually buying one back before the game market, the used classic game market went like completely out of control. Back when a copy of Shantae would have cost me like $80 to $100. Now I assume it's probably like $500. You know, I haven't really like brought a lot of attention to it, but it's honestly kind of difficult to quantify exactly how bad this jump feels. 750, okay. Yeah, I was trying to overestimate and still fell short. Which, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, sadly, I stopped, I kind of stopped collecting. Years ago. And if anything, have started to... As much as I love having it, the collection behind me is starting to feel like an anchor. I've struggled with this a good bit lately, because I'm stuck in that area where, like, I don't want to get rid of them. But at the same time, like, I've got some pretty ambitious moving plans, and these would be difficult to bring with, so what do you do in that case? This game has the saddest fleamen I've ever seen. Look at this poor thing. I mean, that certainly is an option. But I'd be lying if I said that the thought hadn't crossed my mind that if I sold a bunch of this stuff, I could potentially fund that move much quicker. Trying to think if this was regular, if this was like normal Symphony of the Night. Where would I be supposed to go right now? I've got Bat. I've talked to Maria a few times. I've beaten a few bosses, though hell if I remember what they actually are. Because this doesn't really have the, like, true search action structure of the original. This might be promising. Anyway, that's basically how boss fights go in this game. Welcome to the Castle Keep. These things are here. I'm still sitting here thinking, like, you know, they've been pretty smart with the way they've handled this game in terms of, like, what they've kept in and what they've stripped out to make it an experience that actually somewhat works on this platform. I am really fascinated to see if they are for real gonna do Inverted Castle. And how? Hold up, you're giving me mist form here? I see you requesting a game from the shelf just as I talk about potentially getting rid of it. It's not something that I've made any serious moves towards. It's just something that I toy with the idea of sometimes. 3, 4, that's gonna be in the SNES department. I have no idea what's gonna be 25 across. I think these are still alphabet. We're still good. Drop the controller, but it's fine. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. This is... yeah! Good old Metal Combat. Falcon's Revenge. We picked up for $2.95 at McKay's like 10 years ago. McKay's is a local used book and media store in and around Jesse's hometown. We've been there a couple times. We picked up some gems for... Well, I can't talk about Metal Combat without talking about the obligatory Super Scope 6. This is what Metal Combat is. It's one of the actual, like, 4 games that actually use this. There's the demo cart that it comes with. There's Yoshi Safari. There's Metal Combat, and then there's another game that has a very similar name and a very similar concept that I get it confused with all the time. Because they're both basically first-person light gun game mech shooter things. There's like Metal Combat and like Battle Mech or something like that. I think it's Battle something. Do I have it? Yes! Battle Clash. Also a Super Scope 6 game. Also picked up at McKay's. Also like a few bucks. literally more games than I thought they even released for the Super Scope 6. I mean, hell, throw the Terminator game in there too. Most of the chalk it up to it being the mid-90s, I guess. But like most of the Super Scope 6 games are geared around like shoot robots. It was a different time. A simpler time. Oh god, the game died. Well, I'm gonna load state, but wait, no, that's the one. Okay, no, we didn't lose much at all. We're still pretty much right where we want to be. The exit's over here. That was a good pick. I didn't want to take it out because the box is kind of fragile and I try not to mess with it too much, but the Super Scope is in that box. I do actually own it for real. I haven't owned a CRT television in forever and a day, so it's not really any good to me at the moment, but I don't know that I would call the Super Scope a major Nintendo thing. It's like... I mean, it depends on what your criteria is. Like... Do you count the Virtual Boy to be major? Whoops. That's not a trick question. I'm... Okay, well then, yeah. Then yeah, the Super Scope is something that you can consider to be like a major thing. Like, that definitely fits the bill. Because my whole thing is like, oh, is it a major thing if it's like an embarrassing flop that has very little of substance on it? Oh, I don't need to be over here at all. And I mean, the Virtual Boy's most notable... the Virtual Boy's most notable, feature is being a huge flop. And I suppose being the originator of the Mario Tennis series. Hey, what do we got? expect that to be very good. Why does it look like a lollipop? Let's see if it actually is any different. Why would it be different? So one thing we've discussed earlier on in this, I don't want to get controversial here, but this game has some weaknesses. This looks like a piece of paper and someone just drew a big, like, squinty-eyed face at it. Like the one with the eyebrow up. All right. I mean, there is a familiar system. Remains to be seen how functional. But it is there. You know, we've picked up some things, and I'm about to head into a pretty consequential situation. I'm gonna save the game. This is what I'm saying, like... This game is really putting in the effort to be... Like, it doesn't want to be the mobile port stripped down Symphony of the Night. It wants to be Symphony of the goddamn Night. Like, there is some... To some degree, there is, if not technical wizardry, a certain degree of stubbornness. Like, it feels like... It feels like you could have been in the room with the people who were putting this together. And it's like... What? What? I don't know. I don't know if that is a... Oh, we broke it. Oh, it's broken. Okay. Right, okay, bye. I think that the familiar went up and ended the fight before it started. So we got the ending cutscene and we're basically cheated out of a boss battle. Oh my god!